I remember when Guardian Knight or Dragon Knight was about to come out, I was really curious what body type she was going to have. I was curious if she was going to have a new body type. I thought she was going to have a new body type. And then I remember when she first came out, we were trying to guess like, wait, does she have a Slayer body type? Or is that an assassin body type? Or gunslinger? Or is that torso like assassin but the legs are Slayer? Yeah, I remember being confused. We were all confused. But I guess she just has an assassin body model. That was kind of disappointing. She did come out with 5 exclusive hairs. Yeah. This one. This one. This one. This one. And then this one. Yeah, pretty good. 5 exclusive hairs. Instead of different body model. The horns. You can take them out if you want. Or choose different horns. You can take them out. Or you can go with the longer horns. Some crazy looking horns. Some people cosplay Echidna with these horns. Or 4 horns. Or the Oni. Anyways, I decided to go with like a subtle horn. And she is part dragon. What is she, like half dragon and half Lazinith, right? One part I had a lot of trouble with the voice. It was the voice. Because all of her voices, this is very Ayaya style, but other than this type 2, all of her voices just kind of belt a lot. And I ended up funneling my Wardenser accessories, high accessories, and gems. And I saved the art grid, so I have full relic art cores. I saved 2, one from anniversary stream and one from Luan showcase. And then I used pity and got lucky on these cores. So my combat power is like what, 5,269. Yeah, I kind of went all out. I even bought Hitmaster books. I had to buy it because I've never played a Hitmaster before. At first, I had a hard time adjusting to this full spec Hitmaster build. I've never played this style of a class before. I've always played more like a melee, snappy, responsive, transitioning from Wardenser main to this Hitmaster spec build. Wardenser, although she's mainly spec, she's still snappy with her attacks. Like if you press the button, the skill goes off right away. Transitioning from that to this was not easy. Like all of her skills hit after I pressed the button, like sometime after I pressed the button, except for a few. It kind of feels like I'm trying to control this class, like, you know, the puppet. You guys know, like the puppet. Feels like it feels like she's a puppet. Not very responsive, delayed reaction. Marionette, yeah, marionette. Even in our transformation status, have very slow reaction. Hold on. Like for example, I was really bothered by my F skill since it builds a lot of identity, but like you gotta hit with this and then there's a delayed second effect that gives you more identity. So it felt very weird at first. Even in transformation, everything is so delayed. That takes forever to land. This also. So it was kind of hard for me to adjust to this playstyle. So I try to figure out ways. Like I was really desperate for faster animations, and this is what I ended up doing. Like I took off some spec and put more swiftness. Yeah, you can get full identity with like not one cycle, but like a cycle and a half. If I put a blue wealth rune here, a lot of other people just they play full spec and play Galewind or something on this skill. But I decided to take some spec out and put more into swiftness. That's That's how desperate I was for more sped up animations. She can use a lot of runes, yes. She'll take 1 gem. She'll take 1 gem for these 2 skills. This is regular form and this is a transformation skill. She'll take 1 gem, but you can put 2 different runes. Well, this is how I do my opener. You probably don't have to do it this way. But before I go in there, I start building adrenaline. Of course, I use stims. It's just... And the builder is... Oh. That would be 2 cycles, huh? And then repeat. Her skills are built with a lot of push immunes, even the Hitmaster build. Not as much as the hit attack build, but this is 2 stacks of push immune. Also, S can be push immune if you change it to charging the tripod. Yeah, it's linked. So this is push immune. That's push immune. Also, when you turn on Z, it's push immune. F is push immune, and C is also built-in push immune. X is push immune. So she has a lot of push immunes. One thing you might want to note: when you play the charging tripod, you have to charge it to the very end if you want full identity in 1 cycle. If you don't charge it all the way, then it won't be full identity. There's a 5-3 build, which is very commonly used. And then there's a 4-4 build where you use a skill called Quake Smash. You can use this too if you want, but I think 5-3 is higher ceiling. Also, Quake Smash is push immune if you use this tripod, even if you can't see it. And you're push immune while doing that. Oh, also, you can go jump over bosses, land in a certain spot if you want to, in a safe spot. So that's that. Also, D skill, a lot of people kind of flex the skill, do this to get into the safe spot and then attack. For example, Kazuros, when he makes that wall that CCs everyone behind him or front and back. So a lot of people will get into like the safe spots and then attack using D skill. Now, the one question that I heard the most when I was playing it and when I was streaming is the head attack build stronger or the Hitmaster build stronger? I haven't played the fun attack build myself yet. I don't even have the course for it. So can't really say, but I've checked Invent and overall people think the Hitmaster build is slightly stronger than the fun attack build. Probably even in Trixion. And that probably means Hitmaster build probably performs better in raids as well. How many damage gems? 6 damage gems. Also one thing on the cooldown gem. I have a cooldown gem here, which is the synergy skill. You can put this here as well. The benefit you get from putting a cooldown gem on a red skill, not my W, is you might miss some of your builders, right? And when you miss, this is a great way to make up for your loss identity. Just throw it from range and build. So you can either do that. However, when you do that, so yeah, the reason why I put a cooldown gem on my W is because I end up having to wait a little bit here. And I don't want that. So that's why I put cooldown gem here. But in a real race scenario, it's not like Trixion. So it might be a better idea to put the cooldown gem here. Have I played with full 8 gems? I have not. Let's try. It's okay. It works pretty well. Takes a little bit of time. Also, one thing to note about this build, like you see how I'm like getting a bunch of cooldowns as I'm just like spamming between the skills? That's how you get the cooldowns, as well as by pressing X. And when I press X, you're gonna notice a cooldown decrease on my T skill as well. So see how it's decreased? There were people asking if you can play Raid Captain with this build. Probably not. Not with the cores I'm using anyways, which is 111. You might be able to if you play the 222 core, because it gives you 10% attack speed, movement speed. You can take some from spec and put it into swiftness. And you need what, like 641 swiftness for full Raid Captain efficiency. So yeah, you can probably do that if you want to play the 222 build. 222 build obviously giving you 10% attack speed, movement speed, and having some swiftness. It's gonna feel a lot more snappier. However, I will leave invent link on the description of my YouTube video, so you guys can have a look at the core 222 build. I think this class, if I had to compare, it feels like Breaker and Sork had a baby, it would feel like this class. I mean, I don't know why it's so clunky. Maybe it's because she's trying to swing this big ass halberd. I don't know if they designed it that way because of her concept, but everything is so delayed. Like, here's my input, and then there's the output. Here's my input, there's the output. That, if I play charging for push immune, that would also be delayed. Also, R skill delayed. I have a crit rate on my bracelet, 3.4% crit rate, and I would suggest you to play with near like 90, at least 95% crit rate. I play with 97, well, almost 98% crit rate. And then if I have crit synergy, I would just put all of these in here. Also, one thing I want to mention about the Awakening, I used to play with this Awakening, which fills identity, right? It gives you full identity, but if the boss moves, even if you aim like right here, you're gonna end up in Narnia and miss. You get the identity anyways, but you miss the damage. So instead of that, what I started using is, this is a recent change. I started playing the other one. No, not this one. The other one that does more damage. It doesn't give you identity, but it gives you full Empress. Yeah, anyways, so what I started doing is, because it gives you full Empress, reimburses. Oh my god. That one actually has to hit. Anyways, you get the idea. Dude, I've never missed that before. What the hell is happening? Yo, this D skill though, the one that dashes, it fucked me over so many times. Like, I was trying to attack. Oh, by the way, this D skill randomly can counter. Alright, this is a counter skill, right? 2 stacks. I thought this was plenty. And this D skill, in Mortem, I was just like, doing DPS. And all of a sudden, you know how Mortem has that counter thingy where if you counter before the third stage, everyone wipes? I've actually wiped my party first week because I used his D skill doing damage while Mortem was doing that mech. Yeah, Supernova. Yeah, so be careful. This D skill has counter. Outside and inside of form. So just be careful. You know, remember, like I don't know if you guys might know this. After some time, you know how like Kazuros goes to the middle. There's red circle AoE. You dodge out and then you come back in and then you have that like 2 seconds 2 second window to do a little bit of damage. I was trying to greed and Kazuros disappears. I just freaking dashed off the platform and died. I just fell like it just off the ledge or off the cliff. So be careful. How do I like her performance? Her damage performance. She does way more than my Wardancer. That's for sure. At same CP, she would do way more damage than my Wardancer. Is she like top damage? I don't think so. I don't think I can compete with Arcana or Breaker, BK Breaker. But she's pretty strong. You can play Raid Captain if you use the other core. If you play the 222 core, which gives you 10% attack speed and movement speed. But it is not the ceiling build. Like if you look at Loa, I've checked earlier, everyone's using 111. People who play the Hitmaster build, they all play 111 Arc Grid. So do I recommend it or not? I think there's only one downside. Everything else feels good. Having a bunch of push immunes, her damage, her sound effects, skill effects, they all feel really good. Though there's two downsides. Class feeling like a freaking marionette, a puppet, slow, very like yeah, clunkiness, like animation. That would be one of her downside. The other downside would be the skill that dashes forward that made me fall off the platform. Other than that, I think she's a very solid class. Her damage is good, has a lot of kits, like paralysis immune, bunch of paralysis immune, a lot of push immune. Got decent stagger. And I've seen my T skill crit for like 14 billion in a raid. That felt pretty good. It's got that, ooh, that number feel good factor as well. Now, what made me choose Hitmaster over Fun Attack? Easy. I did one Guardian run trying to play the head attack build. It was the Shark Guardian raid. And yeah, just one run was enough to get me out of a Fun Attack build. So, okay, yeah, I'm done. Just one run was enough. Does she require stimmies? If you don't use stims in raid, it's gonna take you about 9 seconds to build identity. So I would recommend stimmies. Wardancer is very fast at building meters. She's not. Is she really that clunky? Yeah, she's pretty clunky. Look at that, man. The time it takes for you to input on your keyboard and to see the output with numbers like damage, it takes a pretty long time compared to some of the other snappy classes.